Hey guys, and welcome back to the Tinkering Corner. In today's video we're gonna keep working on the build of the CNC machine. So in this video we're gonna be putting together the vise and also the end stops. The end stops, we need them basically so our machine knows where it is in respect to the space that it has, and also device we needed basically to hold this PCB sheets in place while we cut them. So I finally got these Enstops. These are the maker bought open source Enstops, and I mean you can buy them for really cheap, couple dollars. I just spent like $4 or $5 for all three of them. The shipping took like 2 weeks to arrive, even though it was from the United States, which was very annoying. We have these end stops holders. So what they do is basically you can attach them to the 8mm rod and then put some screws and tighten it together, and it stays in place even when the machine bumps them, so that's fine. I guess that's fine for these ones. Then we have the vise. The vise is basically gonna be operated by these threaded rods, and at the ends it's gonna have these knobs, and basically I'm gonna be able to turn the knob, and then this part is gonna be basically moving forwards or backwards. So let me move some stuff out of the way so I can show you. So it's gonna be kind of like this basically. So in this part is gonna be the PCB. These two parts have a groove right here where the PCB can stay in and not move. I can show you now because it's in parts, but when it's together it's gonna work. Then we have these toppers at the ends. This is gonna be towards the back of the machine, and it's gonna have these rods passing through them, and at that end over there it's gonna have a lock nut, so it can just spin but not like thread itself out and then make a mess while we're cutting. It's gonna have two threaded rods, one in each side, so I can actually perfectly align it and tighten this in place. This has two nuts inside. As you can see, they pass through, and whenever we move or thread a rod, it's gonna move it frontwards or backwards. And these ones have lock nuts too, so I can tighten it and it does not move the nut inside, and it's good and all. What else? I mean, that's about it, I guess. Basically, this threaded rod fits loosely in between these two, so they can spin freely, but then at the ends it's gonna have lock nuts, so it doesn't move at all. Just spins, but it doesn't move linearly, which is good. I guess what we have to do now is just install everything in the machine and then see if it works or if it not works. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so it's the next day and I'm back. I mounted already the hand stops, and there's one here, another one down there. So what I did is that I spent basically the whole day yesterday changing stuff around, trying to figure a lot of stuff out. It was just weird, and like I thought that I had everything set up, but then when I started just messing with the end stops and homing and all that stuff, from there it just went downhill. So stuff that I did, first of all, I installed the end stops. So this is gonna be basically the minimum for this axis, this is gonna be the maximum for this axis, and this is gonna be the minimum for that axis. So now it just works, it homes. I'm gonna show you later, but I just want to explain a couple of things. So first of all, I had to switch this y-axis. When I press to go positive, go that way, it will just go this way instead. The reason for that is that now I'm trying to base the movements with respect to the tool head instead of the actual movement of the machine. So basically the way that I had it before is that if this will go to the positive, basically it will be, this tool will end up here, but then if we go to the negative, to the beginning, it will end up back there. So I just flipped it around, so that means that when I home, it's basically going to be as close as possible to this edge, which is going to be my 0 edge. Well, it's not the 0 here, but like when I'm working with the offsets, it's gonna be about here, the 0. So what else? I had to do some wiring back there, so I'm gonna have to show you what I did at the back, because the way that these Enstops work is that they need 3 wires, but if you can only wire 2 wires if you wanted to, which is ground and the green, which is the signal, and that way you have a normally open switch that you just trigger whenever it hits the axis. But on 3D printers you can also use this wire, which is the positive wire, so you can show that your Enstop is triggered by showing an LED. In this case, because of the way that this board is made, I didn't connect that positive, so I mean, it's whatever, it's just an LED, it doesn't matter. What else? I don't think there is anything else. Oh yeah, device is installed. Let me pull out a trick right now, which is that I'm gonna show you device by moving my axis. So I'm just gonna bring it to the front so I can show you guys. I'm gonna explain what just happened in a little bit. So this is device. Device has 2 knobs that I can screw on or unscrew. So if I unscrew it, I get my PCB. But if I screw it in, I just put my PCB back. And it's pretty in there. I can move the machine from the whole PCB, which is great, and my cable fell down there. But yeah, I can move the machine from the PCB, which means it is great, it works. The way that I did this is this has a little channel here and here, so basically I can set my PCB and it's gonna be almost at the same height as the vise. So that means that if it comes too close and tries to crash while going close to the edge, because the edge is almost flush, it's not gonna do much to it. And either way, there is 3D printed parts, it's not like it's metal parts. It's just gonna melt through it if something happens, which is okay, I can print more. But yeah, I can fit pretty big PCBs. Like the machine's maximum is about right here. So I mean, I have a lot of space still, and it's not even full here. So I can make some decently sized PCBs. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I like it. I like the way it looks. I like the way it works. It just works perfectly. The design is based on the vise that I made before, that I haven't shown you guys yet because it's in my website. So you guys gotta check my website for that. Anyways, let's just home it. We gotta home it to show you guys if it works. So I'm just gonna hold my reaxis right now. So that's the C-axis homing. Then it's gonna go X and Y, and when the X and Y presses the switch, they're just gonna like bounce a little bit to see if it's there, and then from there it's just gonna end up homing. So I have it really slow, just just in case if something is really about to go wrong, I can see it and act right away. There is no real benefit on just homing really fast when the machine is already gonna be slow, so it's okay. Let me show you some other codes that I set. Oh, by the way, it actually works. The machine, you know, the homing works. This homes to the maximum, minimum, and minimum there. So I have some codes here that I have in my computer that I can toggle through. So I have two that are for the tool, which are M3 and M5. M3 is for turning it on, M5 is for turning it off. Now I have another one that brings me straight to this point, but only on the X and Y, because if I don't know the height of the tool, then I might crash into that, so I gotta be careful. And so in this case it's this one, and it's right about here, which is the corner, which is as safe as I want to go. And then I have another one which I showed you guys already, which is this one. So in this position it is X2 Y27, and then this is my other position. I think this is gonna get stuck here. So that's my other position, and if you guys haven't figured it out yet, this is my tool changing position. So that means that I can change my PCBs and also my tools here. So I can come here and be like, oh shit, oh, let me change my tools. There you go. That should be okay. And from there I can just start cutting or doing whatever. I can go back to my original place right here. I can also set it as a reference for my zeros, so I can go reset zeros, and that's gonna be my zero already. So then from there I'm gonna be moving basically with respect to the tool in that position. So I can use my keyboard. See? And if I said return to zero, it just returns to this point, which is really nice. It's nice. If I wanted to, I can go down. Let's see, go down. Then I can get close and so on. I mean, it's fine. I can use that to figure out when does this tool touches this this copper plate. Now the only problem that I have is basically figuring out where how am I gonna make the PCBs, because I have no clue how to do it. I'm gonna see if I can find a software where I can just send the PCB codes, like from KiCad or something, all the PCB design, and then from there just mail the PCB, and that's it, I guess. So yeah, I think the first thing I'm gonna mail is a piece of wood, because I don't wanna mess with those boards for now. And something that I'm missing still, that I really need, or else I'm gonna die, it's something to suck up the dust when it's milling. So that's another thing that I have to address before I start cutting anything here, which is gonna be fun, because I have no money already, because I have spent all my money in this machine. But yeah, let me show you guys the back. So I'll be right back and I'm gonna show you the back. So this is the back of the machine. Here I have my controls the SSR. Let me see if you guys can see that. There you go. That's an SSR here. This SSR controls the tool, and it's connected straight to the power supply. And then this other side of the SSR goes to my supposedly tool enable pin. Like I said, I think did I say this? I think I said it in my other video, but Gerbil, what it does is that if you want to use a tool for this for your machine, basically the C maximum and the tool enable flip places, because the tool enable needs to use PWM to control the speed of your machine. So they just flip, but that's fine. So if you want to do basically what I'm doing here, what you're gonna have to do is connect your y-axis to the y minimum, and just connect the black and the green. Then this one is the x-axis minimum, and you just connect it to the x-axis minimum. But then this one is gonna be the z-axis maximum, and that one you're gonna connect to the tool enable, because if you're it's only gonna be a problem if you're using this Arduino CNC adapter or shield or whatever. And if you are using something else, I don't think it's gonna be a problem. But for this one, it's gonna be, you have to do that. What else? You can see all my motors connected here. This is my z-axis, this is my x-axis, and this is my y-axis over here. So it's connected right here. I still have another port that is open that I can connect another motor. It would be cool if I could order to actually set the device in place, so I could just tighten the device in place just using G-code. That would be pretty cool. What else? But yeah, that's everything you have to keep in mind for this ones. Just keep in mind you have to use black and green, or else it's not gonna work at all. Also, something else, I did a lot of configuration on Gerbil. I might have to, if you guys want to, I might have to go back and show you guys all the configurations that I did. But in short, I have to enable the homing. You have to enable homing just to have homing. So what you do is that you check your configurations by doing $, and from there it's gonna show you all your configurations, and then where it says homing, you have to do the number, the number equals the 1 to enable it. And then also you have to enable the soft limits, because if you don't enable soft limits, if your machine gets off the limit because the G-code is wrong or something, it's not gonna stop. So let's say mine is, for example, in my axis, right now that I have my Enstops installed, it's about 200 millimeters. So that means that if it goes to 201 millimeters, it's gonna crash on the side. So it's better to like enable your soft limits, and also set the dimensions right, just so you don't have any issues when you're using it. So far this machine is already done, but yeah, that's about it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and have a good day.